Yeah, that's not edited. That's very much real. This is where I record my videos from, right here. But the angle that I have the camera at, you can't see anything. It looks like I'm just in my room. So, why am I showing you this? What's the point? Well, I'm gonna clean it. Is the point. It's very messy. I mean, there's shit all over the place. So, how'd I let it get to this point? Well, anybody with a messy room, you might have a messy room, can tell you it's just laziness. It's just a problem that you don't take seriously enough until it gets too far, until it just gets to the point where you can't ignore it. So Jordan Peterson, you can look it up. He reads this book called like the Little Red Dragon, or I don't remember the name of the book, but it's like a kid's book, right? But it's a little kid, and all of a sudden one day he has like a little baby dragon, and he goes and shows his mom. He's like, "Look, I have a dragon." The mom's like, "Fucking bullshit! You have a dragon? Shit ain't real." So he's like, "Okay," and then the dragon gets bigger, starts like eating shit, and then the boy's like, "Yo, dude, that dragon just like ate some shit," and the mom's like, "Psh, I told you it's not real," but it's very clearly fucking with stuff inside of the house. It's very clearly messing with the family dynamic. Like it very much is real. Israel, Jews, yeah. Um, so anyway, uh, the dragon ends up getting fucking huge. Like he can't even fit inside of the house, and he actually starts running. Like his legs like poke out the bottom of the house. He starts running down the street, and then eventually the mom's like, "All right, fine, it's real," and she like pets the dragon, and then it shrinks back down to really small. So you can ignore a problem until you can't ignore it. You can pretend it doesn't exist until you can't pretend it doesn't exist anymore. Or you could acknowledge it and deal with it when it starts. See, my room didn't just start out this fucked up. It didn't just start out with shit everywhere. I progressively kept adding more shit to my room. I I knew it was going to get to this point, but I didn't really care. Like I would just kind of I've always been really messy with clothes. Um, like I would just throw clothes all over the place and yeah, whatever. And over the course of a few months, it would get to a lot, and then I would clean it over the course of a week, and my room would be clean again. But this time, like I started getting into different hobbies, like moped. I have a moped. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking build it. I'm gonna bore it out to like 70 cc, and I'm gonna because it's two stroke. I was like, yeah. And then I, I've always been into cars, so I started keeping car parts in here, and then I also kept the moped parts in here, and then I kept just like I started soldering electrical shit, so I started keeping all that in here, and I had all these things that I just didn't organize. I just let them build to the point that they're at now. Now I got books, guitars in here. I have a keyboard right next to me, like one that you play. Like it's just full of stuff that I never addressed. I just kept bringing in more stuff instead of like simplifying the room. I just kept wanting to do different things. Like I'm gonna try this and try that, and eventually, my room couldn't handle all that. And now the only thing I really do is, I mean, yeah, I use the books. Sometimes I use things here and there, but I do use the guitars. But it's like there's so much stuff in here, disorganized. Most of it needs to go to the trash, and that's probably where I'm going to start, just throwing shit away. I am going to clean it over the course of a couple weeks, of course. Um, but it's not always a room. It's not always something physical. It's could be mental. Could be you have anger problems that something you need to deal with internally, and you don't think it's that big of a deal until one day you get into a road rage incident and somebody gets shot. That's a much more real thing. It's a lot worse than just having a room full of shit. Or it might not be this bad. It might be like you have some hobby that's out of hand. So you spent too much money on this, and you didn't think it was that big of a deal, but all of a sudden you have too many Yu-Gi-Oh cards or some shit. It could be anything. But we really tend to ignore problems until they can't be ignored. That's kind of the moral of this story. So, but I will clean it. Now I'm going to dedicate to cleaning it, and it's going to get cleaned pretty soon here. I'm very confident about that. I'm pretty good at saying I'm going to do something and doing it, and this is a way of me not pussying out. So now I've put this on the internet, so I can't go back. Like if you leave a comment on every video that I have, I'm not trying to boost my fucking algorithm. I don't give a shit about views, but if you leave a comment saying, "Did you clean your fucking room today?" I would love that. Please do that. Please hold me accountable. I mean, goddamn, it really has gotten too far. It's crazy. I'm not really that embarrassed though. Like, I'm not like ashamed. You know, we've all got our shit. Yeah, I mean, it is embarrassing. You know, it is a problem, but that's it. I'm not scared to show people. I don't really care. I'll show the whole fucking internet. This video could get 1 million fucking views. I don't care. It's always the videos that I, shit on myself that I get views. The ones where I point out my flaws, the ones where I make fun of myself. Every time. But yeah, I mean, I hope this does get views. I hope people do see this, and it's not it's never too late to deal with problems like this. This is, of course, I mean, to me, the room is metaphorical. It's symbolic of my own life. It's a reflection of me. That's the main reason it needs to be cleaned. Once I clean it, like if I just snap my fingers and the room could be clean, it would within a month become the same exact way. Like, you need to. That goes for a lot of things. I need to get to the point. I need to do everything myself so I can get back to that clean slate. Like, I'm in the negative right now. I need to work my way back to zero. Like, I can't just cancel my debt, so to speak. That's another thing. Like, somebody that's in debt, who's in millions of dollars of credit card debt, you think if you cancel his debt, he's all of a sudden like a normal person again? Like, no, he's gonna go right back into debt. If what is it, 85% of people that win the lottery go broke within like a year or something, within 3 years, it's like, yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? If you don't work to get the money, you can't appreciate the money. If you don't work to build a business, you can't just be given a business and deal with it. Now, of course, there's, people who've inherited, there's exceptions. But it's still better to do the work yourself so you can appreciate it. Like, you need to just respect the skill, just respect what it takes. Like, cleaning the room, that takes time and effort, and I gotta throw a lot of shit away that I probably don't want to throw away. I mean, I'm an expert at cleaning rooms at this point. I've cleaned my room so many times, but this is the worst it's ever been. But yeah, I mean, and if I paid somebody to do it, it wouldn't be the same. Like, it would just get dirty again. So, once I clean the room, I just need to maintain it, basically. So, like every other normal person, I really have just let this get out of hand. That's all it is. So, clean your room, as Jordan Peterson would say.